Hey gang, how we doing? That works, we can close that. How we doing? We are gonna just crack on, I think, and we're just gonna play some more City Skylines. This is where we left it last time. This is where the camera decides to jump off into the sky and blind everybody. The camera? Which way are we going? Oh, we're going that way, okay. So yeah, this is where we were last time, in this lovely little hillside properties, looking very nice. And we're just gonna keep building. I think I wanted to tackle an area over here near our airport where we were plopping something interesting. The diamond interchange that we discussed with Witty. So we're just gonna go over there and look at that. Got burglar issues there. It's right next to the police station, so we won't worry about that too much. But yeah, I think I'm going to tackle this kind of area today, or at least I'll try to. I'm going to put in some roads to figure out where the basic structure of this is. I kind of want to respect this little bit of stuff. Hi Woody, how you doing? Happy Friday. How's it going? How's it going? We're just discussing what we're going to do, which is tackle this area. So we've got a little overpassy bit here, or not overpass, a little flight path for the plane, so we don't really want to come underneath that. But this kind of area I think we're going to try and look at today. It would be good if I could afford any of these tiles. I can afford one of them, so we will do that. And we will unpause so that we can start making money back. Because I need 382. Perfect. Thank you very much, game. So I think we will just kind of crack on, put in some roads and stuff. And kind of plan out this area a bit and what we're going to do. I want it to be different to begin with than this stuff. I don't want it to just be kind of like our little cul-de-sac stuff. I want it to be different. So we might put some grids in, perhaps. We might get rid of this a little bit. Now that we know what diamond interchanges are. I hope you're well, Woody. I hope you've had a good week and stuff. I've had a very busy day, so I'm really tired, and I'm just gonna chill out this evening, as we do every day. But just chillax. It's completely flown by. So I'm not actually going to have that connection in the end, but I'm thinking some nice gritty bits, perhaps, of perhaps some large low density houses as a bit of a strange one. But I'm just going to kind of extend these roads out that already exist so that we can kind of see where the existing lines go. And they're going to work around them. This is something I used to do with my architecture work. It was just kind of, you just extend sight lines and roads and stuff out just to see what shapes they give you. This kind of like, this could be like the original lane that was coming. Maybe it went all the way up there. And then we've got the kind of the tree line as well to kind of work with. Where do we want it to come from? It's get rid of the snappings for the minute, because it's kind of like this. And then if we kind of like came back with a straight edge and said like that was like the boundary there. But obviously this is kind of the boundary as well. That's the edge of the airport anyway. And then we've got up here, which we can't quite get to. But it's kind of like looking at these trees, which we want to respect a bit. Oop. It's this one. Let's just use Anarchy a minute, just so I can actually get in here. These roads aren't going to stay in, these are just my guidelines as to where the edges of this area are. But we got a kind of like somewhere we could do like a centerpiece perhaps for this area. Maybe. I'm just considering my next move. That road I think was following some kind of gully-ish. Not quite, the gully's here. So that again kind of tells us that we can't really go into that. Oh, I don't really want to go into that. So we kind of have that edge there. This road's going straight into it, but it should probably go around. So if we look at kind of like there where it dips down. I feel like my cursor's not changing, or it's being overridden by something. But this road should really kind of like come round this little dip, perhaps. But as I say, I want to try and put some grids and stuff in here. I'm just thinking it through, as well as working out where the main roads and stuff are coming through here. Because that kind of is a main road, but if anybody's going to be coming off here from down there, for instance, is going to be coming up there, and this is going to become our main route. So what we actually want to do is kind of like give that priority over the other one. If we just demolish that out, get rid of anarchy. Is that going to give me the... it's not. But if I give that the priority kind of thing. I'm sure I'm getting a cursor overlaid on top of my cursor. Is that what's going on? It feels bigger. Don't know if it's the tool that I'm using or to use one mouse on two computers is doing it. But if we connect that in, like, actually, if we come down here, Let's loop that in there like that so it's straight.
A rapturous riot of flavour, succulent filling, creamy sauce, all wrapped up in the flakiest of flaky pastries in one or both hands.
Hi, Way, thank you for claiming your daily sausage roll. Please enjoy it with one or both hands, and thank you for being first as well. Hope you're well, my love. My dear. That can come out. I don't actually like that. As always, you like a sausage with both hands. Noted. Hope you've had a good week. I hope you're gonna have a lovely weekend. And stuff. This should probably come down.
And maybe I shouldn't say this because I know it's a terrible cliche, but it's true. I find it easier using my hands, but you may use whatever implements you prefer.
Thank you for claiming your daily sausage roll, Grace Senpai. Welcome in. My dear, please enjoy it with one or both hands, or whichever implement you may prefer. Hope you're well too, Gray. Lovely to see you, Gray.
It's just that I like the feeling of thick sausage. 10 inches in old money. Brace myself for this. In it goes.
Woody, I was confused for a second. I thought Waylon was getting another sausage roll. Thank you for claiming your daily sausage roll, Woody. Please enjoy it with one of both hands. I hope you're well too, love. In it goes. Exactly. Nothing like a lovely sausage roll on a Friday night / Saturday morning. Playing Lockdown. I have never played Lockdown Protocol. I could probably play Lockdown Protocol. I could be convinced to play Lockdown Protocol. Honestly, I probably could. Sausage. I don't have a sausage command. It's better than Among Us. I've never played Among Us either. On account of me having no friends. I've got friends now, Gray, yeah, but didn't have friends a year ago. It's like 13 months ago now when I just randomly turned up in Lee's chat. Because nobody had posted anything on City Skylines on YouTube, so I just turned up. And I know I love the times we've only played once, Gray, or if we played, I think it is only once we've actually managed to be able to play. But I value our one little peak game. I value that immensely, and any time I could play with you. But yeah. We need the jamboree, we need to figure out time zones and stuff. Because I love jamboree as well, it just takes a very long time, so it's one of those games you need to be able to sit, and I would love to like just play it on a lunchtime or something with you, but on a Tuesday or a Wednesday, but it just takes way too long to do. Same with Peak, really, it takes a little bit too long to be able to do that, annoyingly. Because I'm very lucky and I can play games during my lunch hour and stuff, but it has to be a certain kind of game. Annoyingly. What's a quick game? What's a quick game we could play, Gray? Where's the crowd control? There is no crowd control for City Skylines 2 at the minute. The city is going well, thank you, Way. If we just ignore that. We've luckily not got too many deaths at the minute. Ooh, we've got a bit of traffic coming on, which is kind of fun. We don't generally get traffic. I think this is going to a parking lot. I think this is all going to be going back to a parking lot. Where is it going? Where's the top of this traffic? It's this bus. This bus has no idea what it's doing. It's just sat there. It's just given up. So that's not my fault. He's scared. He's scared. But yeah, there's no crowd control. Because I don't want you destroying my lovely city. Which may or may not have cruise ships going down the middle of it. Today, we haven't got any cruise ships today. We've just got the one thing. Oh, they've got a lot of cargo. Look at them, all their cargo. What's gone on here? What's gone on here? It's been a horrible crash. Somebody's jackknifed their lorry. The buses are just like completely gone loopy. This is not good. They're upside down. Oh no. They must be Australian. That's an Australian van, that is. And somebody's crashed a little smart car. Somebody's crashed up there. The police are here though, the fuzz. The fuzz. It's an Australian van, it's upside down. The Aussie, can't spell. There you go, the Aussie van. It literally says it. It literally says the Aussie van. I don't know what you're doing. What's gone up here as well? Is it a milk tanker? Or is it a oil truck? Oh no, that's a bit more dangerous. Yeah, so the city's good. The city's doing well. We don't really have traffic unless there's an incident or a bus just sitting somewhere. Guess what you just bought? I don't know where. You could have bought many things. What have you bought, Way? What have you just bought? Kesha tickets. That's cute. I like that. I like that. But yeah, we're just gonna try building out this area today. Because we've got all these lovely suburban houses all the way over here. But it's all a little bit samey. So we're just gonna do something a little bit different over here in this area, which I'm kind of just doing an artistic thing at the minute by just plopping roads and stuff in. So we're just going to continue plopping roads in and maybe keep an eye out for random cruise ships that are doing strange things, perhaps. Because that's always funny. Now we've got the sausage bird. Kitty at the top. Ooh. Wayland, thank you for gifting Grace and Pie a sub. That's very cute of you. That's very cute, thank you, Way. You've got Kitty at the top of the sausage board. Shay and Grace and Pie with 25. Let's go. Alex with 14 and Boozer with 14 too. Let's go. But let's go away. Thank you very much. It's very cute. I'm gonna try and figure out how to get this road under here so that they don't have to go through this roundabout. And what does the topography look like? It's all fairly flat. So I think this might be a little cute little bridge time. Which way? I'm just gonna do that. Thank you for the sub walkway. That's very cute of you. It's coming in here with all the. It's coming in here with all the little subs. It's very cute. Grandmother was a sausage board. Yeah, it's the leaderboard. You can use exclamation mark sausage board and leaderboard if you want to be boring, but it's the sausage board. But I'm thinking we can connect that under here. But yeah, I want to see you on the sausage board though, Woody. You need to be getting on that sausage board. And let us connect up that way. How come we've got a couple of lovely Australians in the chat though? Why are you not asleep? Not that I'm... Oh, you're so funny. Thank you for gifting Lima Lou a sub. Well then, it's very cute of you. We never see Lee here. Lee's never here. He was already a sub. And a hype train. Let's go. Thank you, Woody, as well. Let's go, hype train. Just a cute little hype train. Let's go. Ah, that kind of sort of little play on words, a little double entendre. So we got a cute little local road there. Which is, how high is that? I think that's probably too high anyway. Yeah, look at that, it's massive. There's lorry come underneath, swerving wildly. It's like twice the height it needs to be. So we will grab our little nerdy nodes and we will just drop it down a little bit. There we go. So it's, you know, it's kind of perfect when you're getting these little edgy bits on. And now we've lost it a little bit. Here's another lorry coming. Perfect. Just about scraping the roof. Right. So this is the edge of this area, so what we're going to do is, camera jumpy, as draw that line there. Okay, thank you. Way's very generous, it's very cute. Giving all the little loves. Just a cute little wolf. Just a cute little wolfie. But if you guys do exclamation mark merch, you will find out that I have merch now, which nobody's under any obligation to purchase anything. But I just thought it was cute, and I wanted to do it. So. Yeah, I just had fun. I had fun trying to figure out what my branding and stuff was, and we got a little emote badges and stickers and stuff. There's a little care packagey thing that most of the stuff on Fourth Wall is sent out by them, but I wanted to do something that was a little bit more personal, so there's a little care packagey thing of bits and bobs that I made personally, like the badges and stickers and stuff. But yeah, I'm just gonna way. Lee's not dumb. And why is that a username? That's so mean. Do this as a little kind of local highway where you wouldn't have to be following the speed limit. We'd have a national speed limit on these roads. Okay, you're a big fan. I think I've heard of I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of them. Thank you. You don't have to keep giving subs, you know, my dear. We all know you're generous. We all know you're a lovely being. Yeah, so this is our little local highway roady bit. Success! Yay! Ooh, I got a hype chest. What's in the hype chest? It's the hungry emote. For being very hungry. Nom 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 nom. Yay, little shared love one. I love an emote. I'm distracted now. What was I doing? I was putting in these bitty pops, wasn't I? So we've got 6. So we can... What am I doing? Do we do it as the big blocks? So it's big massive houses? Big massive houses. Let's get rid of anarchy. It's a powerful girls emote. It definitely is. But yeah, what we're doing is we're gonna just break that zone in there. And can we break the zone in there? No, it does that for some reason. Thank you. Just want it off those sidey bits. Just get those as big as possible. Got a little bear swinging about. Give me your money. Your money or your life. He's such a cute little bear. But yeah, we are gonna... Should we give them like... Oop, they don't want big giant ones, they just want that. Okay. So if we do that like that, when we come here we should be able to just put the one on the end. 2 of these. But these are like the first big houses in the city. Big. No, you're going that way. Let's do it like this. We go doof. And then you'll do that. And then we can put this road back in again. Empty the register into the bag. I've got a bat and I'm not afraid to use it. Should be holding an actual bat. Yeah, what is everybody's plans for the weekend? What's everybody going to do? How are you going to enjoy your weekends? We've got a lovely bank holiday weekend in the UK, so we're a little bit longer of a weekend. Which I haven't entirely decided what I'm doing. And how are you feeling, Gray? Is it going to have to be a work weekend, or are you still feeling blecky? You're working the bank holiday? No, not that. Sucky. I'm called in sick today for the weekend. Good. Not good that you're feeling sick, but good that you're having a little bit of time to recuperate. Could you fill the entire space? Fine then, don't fill the entire space. We might go in on Monday. And all these houses. I don't actually want those little ones in. So let's get rid of them, which have the big houses. K-pop K-pop sing-along. I want to go to a K-pop sing-along. I want to go to a K-pop sing-along. We've got some in the UK, but there's not really near my house. So I'll get a flight instead and go to Melbourne. That is the only solution. You're not in the UK? No, you're not in the UK. I had noticed. So this is what I wanted to do with it. Just kind of like finally give them the opportunity to have some bigger houses. You could be. Don't threaten me with a good time, Wailer Wolf. Your only plans are to bed, but while you get better, that is 100% what you should be doing, Way? Grey. Not this again. I will accept nothing else. Not this again. It's a special moment when Way and Grey are both in chat and my brain just kind of loses all integrity of knowing who I'm supposed to be talking to. Don't literally expect me to know who I'm supposed to be talking to and what their names sound like. not a professional streamer, unfortunately. I think I could probably get away with being a professional streamer, but well, in terms of managing to do it, but I couldn't afford to do it. Maybe if everybody buys about 20 t-shirts each, then I might be able to start thinking about it. Though I have set all the prices to be like where I get no profit at all, so because I don't want to be making money off of that. Calling people wrong names. It's because I'm so famous and popular that there's just like there's so many of you, and I can't possibly tell the difference between all of you, despite your names and your colours all being different. Doesn't people their perfume is terrible. I'm just such a big streamer now. I can't be expected to know people's names. Ooh, this is what telling me to connect that up there in my brain. This is saying, Shy, connect us up, please. Little kind of a little sneaky connection. As is this little sneaky connection over here. As is this over here. This is saying, let's have another little bridgey bridge. Shall we sneak another little bridge in? I think we can go to about 7.5 is the lowest vanilla. And then we're doing with whatchamacallit, only key on at the minute. We should probably just take that off. Put that back to 0. Find a nice slope, which basically goes to there. And we've got a little sneaky connection. Let us just figure out that out then. Like, if that does come down here, does that then connect into this instead? So we drop this row out. Oh, nope, that is all wonky. Just a little wonky road. Yeah, go and get some sleep, Wayne. And anybody else who needs sleep, go get some sleep. But thank you for being here, Wayne. Thank you for all the subs and all the funny subs and all the love and everything. I do love you, and we will play. If you want to play a game with me, please just invite me to play a game, and I will come and play the game with you. Or I won't. But I probably will. So please just invite me, and I will come on. I will make myself work for you. Because I'll just be sat here looking bored anyway. Should that connect up, or should it connect up somewhere else? Because we could have a second little roundabout or something. I don't like that being connected there though, as I think. I think what we will do is we will have this as a dead end, but then we will do this. where this connects into it. Because what I don't want is a junction right next to a junction. And then it was putting a little road over here, I think. So have we got another little node in here? Or can we just drop this one down? So we grab both of those, Control H them to the same height-ish, and just drop it all down a sec. This is very steep, but we shan't worry about it too much. Say sorry to you. Hey, Supercat boy, hope you're doing well, my dear. Happy Friday. And then we need to get this road back up. Because for some reason it's dropped down really far and now it's gone up really high. My city looks much improved. Thank you. I think it's going well. There's a few little fires popping up, which we shan't worry about too much. Somebody's put the bacon on and forgotten about it. Laura, what were you playing at, or did you let like little Carl try and cook his breakfast or something? Oh, it's 8 o'clock. You're probably cooking his tea. He's trying to put beans on the stove and something, and he's mucked it up. He's an uneducated child, so yeah. Yeah, it's probably pretty sitting up. But I hope you're doing well, my dear. We are just building this new little area near the airport. So we're just kind of building a few little grids of houses just to be different. It's going to all be a little low density anyway, and we'll pop a few little medium densities and stuff in if we need to. But yeah, we're just chilling. We're just chilling. I'm annoyed that that's not 100 or not 100, full thingy bobby. But we'll see. I could put past that middle anyway. It's fine. That's that. These houses put onto that highway. You can go there. This little triangle that I've made, I don't know. This I don't like that it's given us odd sizes. Do we take that opportunity to grab this road out? Somebody's already had a car crash. Literally. Come on, guys. Let's have that go to there. And we will upgrade this to be a highway for a second. And we will do the same on there. And plop another load of stuff in. And then we will switch it back. And let's get rid of that a sec. And that can be houses, and that can. Was I going to connect this up? Probably makes sense to connect this up. Car crashes are so annoying. Your city are 300k, have like a big car crash every second on a major highway. Blocking traffic, more population, more crashes. Yeah, we had a large crash over here when we first started, which is all cleared up now. But I'm guessing the only way you can get around those is just like providing a billion different routes. But by the time that the AI has figured out that there's a crash, it's already created a traffic jam. And you're already screwed over. So it is annoying. What's my phone plonking about? Somebody's on eBay sending me questions. I like that I found that. That got pointed out to me. That's really cute, funny. I don't think we have enough room to get this. Maybe we do. I was going to say have enough room to get this bridge over, but maybe we just about do. If we better bulldozers used to be able to delete traffic jams or crashes and stuff. Yeah. That is a mod that I need to install, but I haven't actually done that yet. It's getting better bulldozer in. Yay, DJ Woody's here. I love DJ Woody. Little sneaky bridge. Some brokenish. Nope, fine. How tall is this? It's a little bit tall. We could probably get away with a little bit of a shrinky dinky. Anybody carrying anything giant literally just has to go somewhere else. But that way this is all kind of connected up with the other side a lot better. Should we kind of continue our grid this way? What's going on with the terrain? It's dipping down a little bit near this school, so let us kind of come and flatten. Oh, actually, is it sloping? Where is it sloping? Or is it just these are down further? A little bit of unrealistic stuff. We will move all that up. And all these up so that we don't have slopey dopies. Find the right thing to click on. So this should be a bit smoother now. Stuff. Just soften it out, please. Thank you. We will put a road in on the edge of this, but I'm not going to connect it up. And then we will. We're playing Madonna twice. Put that there like that, and then. I would like to kind of fill this little patch up a little bit more. Maybe. Which city am I from in the UK? I am originally from Bolton. In North. Weird. That was not where I was expecting that to go. I currently live in Shropshire. It feels a little bit stalkery. What's going on? My door number is number 69420. And I live on Sausage Roll Avenue. Or Let's Be Avenue. Would be funnier. For your homework, yeah, the dog ate. I'm a bit confused that your homework involves me, but it's a bit concerning. I didn't realise that I was quite famous enough to be on homework just yet. Yeah, so they're moaning that they don't have any electricity, but that's fine because I'm going to convert these roads back, guys. Calm down. Calm down. I'm on the curriculum here. It's obscure city skyline streamers from the UK is the course, and I'm on the second week. Because that could actually get, like, we could do something just to kind of finish that little screwy bit off. Because we've got a little car park and stuff, but we could detail all this so it looks like a proper little school area. We've got a little welfare office that looks more like a church than anything. But yeah, I think we're just building these little kind of parsley bits. Parcel or parsley. We prop that in. What are you going to do? You're going to do that. Okay, we can live with that. And I don't like four-way junctions. Do I review cities by hand? You got traffic issues in my city you help with? I haven't reviewed a city. I like watching people do traffic fixes. I was actually watching somebody this morning having traffic fixes, and I was just watching them. Biffa does that, yeah. I do love watching a Biffa traffic fix. He's somewhere in the UK. I don't know where Biffa is. Somewhere drinking some tea. I want to remove one of these two connections, just so that it's not a four-way. I'm aware we've got one up here anyway. Or maybe it doesn't matter because it's not actually that big a thing. No, I'm not even going to bother. I'm not even going to bother. Every city makes this full of roundabouts. Kind of looks like mine. It's a very British thing. It's a very British thing. We love a roundabout. And I love roundabouts because they're free-flowing, so there's literally no stopping and starting, which kind of generally causes issues, except for when you put traffic lights on them like this. You have a big super node with all traffic lights on it, just to control it a bit. But yeah, I don't literally think I use like traffic lights properly anywhere. The traffic's doing fairly well. It's doing pretty well, except for when people crash. We don't have a traffic jam at the minute. Anywhere. In your country, roundabouts are free for all, like crashing cars in a fair. People don't know how to use them. Yeah, that's the issue. I've seen some roundabouts with road markings that I think if I was going to drive them, I would literally have no idea what I was doing. You're in Turkey. That's nice. It's nice to have a person from a different place. Anyway. But yeah, so what people never give way. So what I presume roundabouts aren't that prolific in Turkey and stuff. So you got your traffic lights and your stuffs. What's this? This is a hill going up this way, so it makes sense for the roads to come here like this. Yeah, but we love a roundabout. The town I live near is like the land of mini roundabouts. It's just lots of little tiny roundabouts that people just drive straight over the top of. Which is quite funny. I did that. Did I need to do that? Because it's very close to here. Your commute is endless roundabouts. I'm just popping in roads, trying to see where they connect up and where they should connect up. Because this doesn't actually feel like it should be a through road. It just feels like it should be a little bit more of a dead end. Which is a bit annoying because I can't get it to cut off in the way I want it to. So if we do that and then do that, we should be able to just draw it in again. No. Can we snap onto that one? Thank you. That and that. See, that doesn't work for me. I just want it to go to there, and we might just have to move it. In the UK, your friend was driving, sometimes he would used to drive through them. Bumpy, but you hated them. Yeah, there's some roundabouts you should just drive over the top of. There's some roundabouts you should not drive over the top of. It's all about knowing your roundabouts. But I'm terrified of ever coming across a magic roundabout. It is the thing I fear the most. Only the little ones. If it's got trees in the middle, you probably shouldn't drive over it. Oh, we've already got our first fire. Who's burning the house? Devon. Devon's burning the house down. She's not inside the building. She's inside the building! Amber! Amber, get out! If she is distressed, she'd better be distressed. She's literally inside the building. Get out, Amber! Oh dear. Where's the dog? No, the dog's inside with Amber! That's upsetting. Devon. Go wake her up. Well, we should probably leave this back up slowly away from this because we're about to see a death. So let's just not look at that. Awkward. Best road design in UK is little islands they make in the middle of a road for pedestrians on crossings. It makes it so safe. Yeah, with all the little barriers and everything. I like them. It would be cute if we could have that kind of thing, you know. If we had a traffic light here, you'd have a little island and something in the middle of it, just to. I suppose you could. What happens if we put in? If we put in a road like that, but then we have a little thingy bobby. It's kind of like that, but it's not with the little with little fences and stuff. Little fences and stuff would be cute. I suppose we can put them in ourselves. But oh, my game's deciding to go for a walk. Thank you. That's funny. Not actually going to do this. Maybe we could figure some kind of like shopping area out in a bit. You can't put it on single lane roads. What am I doing now? Gang. Yeah, I don't actually like this road. Not a fan. I think I might switch this to becoming this way, which is against what I just said. That more obviously links into there. A little curvy bit. Is it just dead ends? It's not the worst thing in the world. Because it doesn't really need to have through traffic and whatnot. I think that's probably fine. Let us pop in these little bitty bobs. Just like that. So that we can put these on here. I shouldn't have done that yet. this road can actually come out. We're not actually going to do that. Now it's moaning that it's got no stuff, which is fine. Let's make sure that that goes full, that goes full. Then we can switch these back to being proper roads before he gets upset with me and everybody starts leaving. Is this just staying highway? I think it's just staying highway actually. Because this is just like the route through. So what we would need is a little mini roundabout on this just to slow people down and let them turn. Just get rid of that so it builds the right size. I think that's better anyway than what I had originally. We can't have enough roundabouts, it's true. Right. We have this area. So we've got this road going through, which gives us a straight line to build off of. This kind of shows that that's not actually going any further now. That one doesn't go any further anymore. So we can put a grid in here fairly simply. Let's get that lined up with this one, please. Bit of anarchy required. Yeah, just going to redraw that a little bit. Because it's gone in weird. I think I must have upgraded it wonky. So then we have our backbone. And we've got a road there, which we can hook up into. If we do a 90, somewhere where it looks like it makes sense. We come out of here at a 90 like that. And then we can come out of here at 90. Hopefully, that's a bit close. Here. It's a bit far away. That'll do. That'll do, donkey. And then we pull that into there. And pull that into there. And then just tidy all this up. Let's get rid of our anarchy again. Anarchy. And we go that way. So we have another little road to then build another load of grid off. What's the main route? That's the main route there. So we want the minimal amount of roads coming off of this one. And this isn't really the main route. This is a back road. So we don't mind having all all the houses coming off of this, all the main roads and stuff coming off this one. That can hook up into that, which is quite cute. And then we got a little bit of a space there. Could potentially have a little local road right up against the highway bit. A bit annoying, it's gone wonky, but wonky donkey. We'll do that, and then we can put a road in there, and take this back out and put it back in again, so it doesn't actually connect. So how are we going to divide this? You could potentially pull a road straight through there for the fun of it, but it would make sense to come at 90. You get an update from Paradox about the game. Is that the one where they say they're back working on it and they've been messing with the production stuff? Because if yes, then I have. Kind of a big nothing burger, yeah. I'm sure they're working very hard. There we go. And then again, we just need to figure out this. Maybe we just chop this in half. And maybe we could go to there. And it's almost in thirds, or maybe this will do. I think that's probably okay. I don't think we need any more subdivisions than that. Patch imminent? I would hope so. It feels like it's been a very long time since we had the last nothing patch. Just cover in these roads to be highways as I have been doing, just to make it a bit easier to manage the side stuff. Why did you go wonky? Couldn't you just have gone in straight? I wish they had the development model of just getting smaller stuff done quicker, but they love a big update. You're probably going to moan about not having any power, so we just need to get these guys in as quickly as possible. At least these side ones and stuff, so that we can actually get them connected up. Let's just get it all zoned in, shall we? I could have just pressed fill, to be fair. I've literally not done anything different than just doing that. Let us find where's the easiest place to get this hooked up. Over here. go, everybody's now happy. So we're not adding tons and tons of population and stuff and housing with this. We're literally eating up all of the low density demand though, which is fun. Which will come back up again in a second. Moaning about hearses already. Have we got a district anywhere near here? We've got that one, Evergreen End, but I want this to be different. So we're just gonna shuffle this stuff onto this road. Ooh, no, there we go. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Milfly. If we plot a... just follow this little edge a sec. And then we can just go plonk. It's not... I don't actually want to connect it to that one though. It makes it a little bit harder to move if we needed to. There, and then we can put this back on. Nope, it wants to connect to them. Fine. Connect to the road is perfect. Let's just follow this highway. And then we can connect to that, and connect to that. We'll take in the airport. Follow the edge of the coastline just to make it look nice. Let's get rid of that. I don't like the EU low density. I don't really like it either. I much prefer the British stuff. That's because I'm British. And it feels more realistic to me. It feels more like what I understand houses. These feel very I'm not even sure what part of Europe these make me feel. They don't feel European to me, they feel kind of Australian to me, but why do you use them? I'm using the kind of the vanilla stuff in the city simply because the last city I built was all British stuff. So I'm just doing something slightly different with this one. Because we built a very Britishy city before last time. Ooh, we've created traffic. I like traffic. It's fun. So this is caused by this crossing, which is a realistic thing to have. Not everything is a bridge. So once you get out of the way, what's happening? And are we backed up with trains at all or anything? Not so much, other than kind of now. It'd be nice if you didn't stop right on the crossing. Where are you trying to go? That way. Do you have any buses you think once they start to queue one after the other, that's how you know? Yeah. Let's have a look at that line, shall we? Anyway. Because it's not necessarily the best line anyway. You're not actually going to show me there. Line 49%. Yes, it's probably got too many buses on it. So we can actually get rid of a few. But I think this is mostly being caused by the trains. Because this train hasn't moved. Where are you going? You're going to the small train station. We're literally going here. Okay, please, thank you. Is this where you're actually going? Let's just get rid of that and put... What area are we in? Evergreen. Evergreen and train station. There we go, it's moved now. I can overpass it, but I don't want to. Because I'm being contrary. This probably shouldn't be a dirt road anymore for a start anyway, but I want to try and keep the crossing in. But I'm just trying to figure out what we need to do about these trains. There too many trains on the train lines as well, is the question. You've got 3 trains. Yeah, we can probably just drop these down so that we have got less trains getting in the way. Because people don't really use the trains. I'm going to make them free anyway as well, I think. Just because I want to. If they're not already free, they are already free. But yeah, we'll have a couple less trains on there. We've obviously still got you coming out of the cargo terminal. Or from the rail yard, yeah. See, my error when I built this in the first place was putting the station on the main line, and I should have taken it off, put it next to it. I think most of the trains, we've only got 3 train lines and they just go to the outside of the map, so they're literally not doing anything other than bringing people directly into our hub area, which then pulls everybody into the city. But yeah, it's more the fact that it's backing up because this train station is on the main line. It's just very realistic, and I like a bit of janky realistic stuff. What are you doing there? It's kind of fun. But hopefully once that train's gone through and this train then goes through and then that train goes through. Oh dear. I feel like I actually have to need to do something. The cars parked in hub area, props or real? What do you mean? None of these are props anyway, these are all actual cars and stuff. All these people, so many people. Very busy. At the main train station. No, these are all actual people. These aren't props. These are all people that have either driven in, or presumably driven in, and then they're all just getting on our buses and stuff. And then our subway, which is there. It is a big car park. But yeah, they're all real. Little hatchback and whatever. They're all real. It's a very British thing. We have park and rides in the UK. I don't know if you've ever saw one when you were in the UK, whatever, where you come and park your car and then you get on the transit system and go in, because basically this area of the city over here has very minimal parking. We got a car park there, but it's all pedestrianised and stuff, so there's very little space for you to actually park on the road, so it forces everybody to kind of come and use these. My camera's being a bit weird. And there we go. So yeah, so everybody uses these places to park, and then they get on the buses and stuff, which I think is one of the reasons why our stop over here on the train line is being very busy. So what I'm thinking is I need to move this off and probably into this area here, just so that we can get trains that aren't stopping here moving through faster, like the cargo stuff. It keeps my traffic very low, but only when we have some issue like this where I'm being difficult about refusing to get rid of this, is where we have an issue. So I'm going to continue having that because I'm difficult, and we are going to have a wibbly wobbly camera, and we are going to move our fire station realistically, and we'll pop it somewhere. Should we just chuck it on the other side of the road? It probably makes sense. We'll just demolish these houses. And we're going to move that. It's a post office full of post. Just going to get rid of that building. This car park can just go away. And that can go away, and then that can go away. And then we get rid of that little stubby bit, and then we get rid of, don't want to get rid of all that curve. That one, that one, that one, that one. Just put a stub and hopefully that will break that. It does, lovely. And then we will use move it. Actually, we don't need to move it. We should be able to just use it all. And just move it like this. Movie, unsnap. Thank you. Which way around is it? I can't see where the road needs to be. Presume that's fine. I literally can't figure out where the road is. I just need to figure out how I can squeeze that in here. If it's okay, whenever can you see my full city? You can if you want to see my full city. This is my full city. With a little bit out there. But we've got ambulance issues, isn't it? Because we've got traffic over here, I believe. See, it was the other way around. I knew it was. Flip. Right, tell me about traffic guide. Why can't I move it? Thank you. Okay. So that angle's way too tight there. So we need to move this way. And I don't want to end up with two crossings. That would be unfortunate. So let's see if we can fit the bob in here. I just need to remove that. That's a bit distracting, but it'll have to stay. We need to put in a train line down the back of this, which is where the main line's going to go. We're going to lose a house or two in the process. don't like doing train stuff with anarchy on, because it gets upset with you. Not sure that this is going to make any sense. Trying to connect this up to here. Just about get away with that. And then this one comes over here. It's not necessarily terribly realistic. Yeah, I didn't want to do that with Anakion because this is somewhere where it's going to get upset with me. Doesn't that look weird, but we'll go with it. Why are you sloping like that? That's weird. And then all these people are waiting for our bus, which is fine. I think we can probably just connect this up with a little alleyway. Just connect it into like there, and then we can put a path across to the bus stop. I'm going to get rid of that zoning. Right, so let's just get our lines working again. Are they already gone in? Perfect. Your swapping over is a bit weird. Passenger, that would make more sense. You want to see my full city? I'll give you a tour then in a second. Let me do this stuff first, and then I can unpause the game. Yeah, because I flipped it around, haven't I? Or have I? I don't. You are going the wrong way. So let's just do this where we take that out. Put you into there, and then grab you and put you into there. So that you're not crossing over then. Which is good. And then the next one is this one. Is the other one still on? That one, that one, that one. Do I need to come out of here or something and then do that? And making Austin, you're looking for inspiration. Not sure how much inspiration my city is going to give you for Austin, but that's fine. Do I just need to remove every single one and we'll just start again? Yeah. So you are coming that way, so you go there. You're coming that way, so you go there. You go that way, so you go there. That one, and that one. That made more sense. That was easier. Here we go. So do, can we fix... I won't fix the surface just yet whilst I can't see. But we'll get everything disappearing, which is good. And then stuff will be sliding backwards. And all these people are now very upset. It's a little bit of a mess. It's just waiting for them to figure themselves out. So our train's going to generate up here again now. And start on their routes and stuff. But yeah, so we can just quickly fix this surface that's under here. It kind of goes like this. Here we go this way. And it's about there, and then there's a node in here somewhere. We just pull that all that way. And there we go. Okay, trying to find that one, thank you. Pull that one. Just gonna get rid of that. Get rid of that, please. So it's not the prettiest thing in the world, but there we go. But all the traffic's gone now. But yeah. When is our next ad? 22 minutes. Okie dokie. Right, so a city tour, no less. We have, well, I shall start where we started in the city, which is on this map. You get given this little junction, and then I think it kind of crosses over onto this island and stuff. So I wanted to build a kind of harbour city because I was very excited for the Bridges and Ports update, which has not yet come. So I wanted to build a little harbour city. So I've built canals and stuff, and then we use these little Mediterranean buildings to build this kind of like pedestrian area and whatnot. We've got little harbour areas and stuff, which is very European. Very Scandinavian and stuff, especially with these buildings. Bridges and Port is like coming Q4 this year. Yeah, hopefully. That's what they've said. So hopefully we'll be ready to be able to make some upgrades and stuff to this city when that comes. But we have this little high-rise area, which I don't queue for 2029 exactly, Witty. But this is like the most high density I ever like in my cities. I don't like building massively high density stuff. But as I was saying before, a lot of this has got parking removed from it in order to try and ease congestion and stuff in these areas. So that then led to this, which is our little transport hub, where we've got all of our park and ride stuff, where people can all park up and get on all these buses and go around into the city. So we've got very popular bus lines and stuff. And then, because that's all our high density stuff, I started building my farms on the outside, obviously where all the natural resources are. But then we've got all the little suburban estates on these little cul-de-sac bulbs everywhere. So there's a lot of population all around in these suburban areas, scattered all the way around in all these little tiny suburbs and stuff, which is a very British thing to be doing. It looks more like Singapore. It's well, Singapore is a port city, so yeah. Although aesthetically, it's doesn't necessarily look like Singapore, but I think like structurally, it's very Singapore. But yeah, so this is very British. This is where I would normally just use loads and loads of British buildings, but I was not using the British assets on this build, except for a few little places like here. I think we've got the little shops and stuff on the main road. I like putting the occasional kind of medium density higher block in these lower density areas, not too much, just a little bit. And then we got our schools and stuff. We got a few little industrial areas scattered around the edges of the map. We worked on this area last time and finished this off. We worked in a few little medium density buildings on this hillside just to make the most of the views and stuff, which I think looks quite cute. I like all the little colours and whatnots on there. And then we've got a few more farms and whatnot. And then we have this little harbour area with our little ferry going around it. To all these little stops, and there's a stop over there, so it's just this little area which we have. And the other week we worked on our little kind of Mediterranean harbour report bit, which kind of echoes the stuff that we had going on in the city and whatnot. Where we got a little bit more density of stuff, a little park at the top. The small ferry mod, it is a mod. It is the what's it called? I don't know if it's in here. It's not in there, but it is the more something for the more water buildings stuff mod. So it's just because we don't have the update, we've got a little ferries thing going on with our beach area that we've got, which I like. And then we built the kind of thing opposite last week, which is very pretty, little kind of fishing town on the beach and stuff, where you get a hot dog and whatnot. But then the ferry docks here as well, just helps people get across. And then that leads on to another beach on the opposite side, which is very pretty. Little car park, and then we got people walking along the beach and stuff, which I'm very happy with. And then it's just kind of like the very fringes. We've got this little area over here, a bit more high density, which is a little bit European. That's what it's called. But more water transportation. So got a little high density area here, but a bit of sparse, a bit of spaciousness to keep the buildings being too squidged in. And then we've got the industrial areas, kind of at the edges that aren't special. They're just keeping the horrible stuff away from people. Got this area on the opposite side, which isn't. I'm not entirely happy with it, but it's got a few interesting bits in it. We've got a little ferry parked in as a floating restaurant in here, which they built the dock around. Thank you. I love my beaches, too. I'm very proud of them. I want to put some more in the city and stuff, and whatever. We've got a castle over here with the highway running through its grounds, which is quite funny. And then more stuff. Kind of like this is where I first started getting in the detailing and stuff. When Woody told me about Plop the Grill Balls and I actually installed it. So we kind of got a nice little curved harbour area. And then it's just more stuff over here. We've got a little tiny industrialist kind of enterprise park where the offices are, and then like the opposite bus depot to the one on the other side of the city over there, but this one isn't quite as popular. And then our industrial area, which is fantastically exciting. We've got another little harbour bit. This is where all our boats, all our ferries come from and stuff. And then we have the pièce de résistance, which is we've got a little cargo terminal with enough space in it for the vans to all fit without causing traffic on the roads. But of course you can see my beaches again. I like looking at my beaches. We like looking at our beaches. So I'm going to find a good angle for you. Kind of like, nice little beachy bits. So we have our piers coming off the top on this one, which the people like to come and stand in and just stare at the sea. And got some stuff underneath the bridge, the pier, just as a little bit of funniness with a car parked here and whatnot. And the car park is full. Again, this area over here follows the main city bit where it's all pedestrianised. So there's very little parking for these people. So all the roads anywhere where there's parking, people are full up. But I don't really like the actual built-in car parks in the game because I feel they just cause traffic because the AI doesn't know how to use them properly. They continue driving into them even when it's full and then just cause massive traffic jams. So I like building with the the roads with parking roads, because I feel they just use it a bit better. And then I have got the opposite one on this other side over here, which I'm really happy with this, and I'm really glad I started putting these bushes in with the rocks, just because it helps kind of blend the grass and the rocks together a bit. Yeah, a little kind of seating area for people to munch and whatnot. But I could imagine this being in Turkey. I could see this being in a kind of a Turkey type city, but if you're doing Austin, that's slightly different. But maybe this is more Austin-y. But if Austin nowhere near the water. But a little car park at the top, and then big long beach, and then we've got a little sand dune bit which you can barely see. I didn't think Austin had a coast. I was trying to remember my geography. I'm going don't think it's by a coast. Whatever. But yeah, kind of a little sand dune as we have in our UK beaches and whatnot, but you can't really see without the terrain on it. But the shadows need to be better in this game so we can actually see that. But yeah, well, that's my city, and I'm very proud of my beaches. I need to work out where we can put other beaches, but yeah, so we built all these canals and stuff as well, which is just the defining feature of the city. And we've got another little, I'll show you another little thing to do with the more water transport thing. So we've got a little miniature cargo terminal, which is a little cargo pier, which is connected up next to the ground earth factory. Don't know how much it's actually being used for that here, but it's got 116 dinghies of stone. But then it has its own little tiny cargo boats. He's got a few little bits and bobs on his boat. But yeah. Go back to my cargo terminal? Yeah, because the cargo terminal always generates vast quantities of traffic with all the trucks going to go in. So we had a smaller version of this, but it was kind of creating lots of traffic. So they all come in and then they all have to wibbly wobbly wind you into the cargo terminal. So this provides enough space for all the traffic, all the trucks that could ever want to come in here. And therefore it shouldn't back up off of here onto the highway and stuff. And it's very nice, it's soothing to watch. It's not the only cargo terminal, it's the only cargo train terminal. We have our other harbour, which I purposely put in the middle of here because you know me, I like causing issues. And this one does have traffic problems because it's literally in the middle of the city. But you can see that this is literally all the traffic coming out here, and then we have a little tiny version of what I built over there here, just in order to handle the amount of trucks that might want to come in. But again, that only connects up to here, and then it kind of confuses this end of the city. But I like causing problems in my own city. But that is the only train one in the city, because that's basically servicing all this area and stuff. We could probably put another one on the other side up here. Ooh, traffic jam. But that doesn't have a train line, so. But it's very nice to watch. It's very soothing. Have 8 of them. The Sims only use 1. Oh dear. Yeah, I've always struggled with the train terminals because they always generate vast quantities of traffic. And we did have this one originally was over here, but it was way too close to all this traffic and stuff. And I just went, we just need to move it further away and get it set up properly so it's got its own stuff. We've done a little bit of detailing, so we've got a few little props and stuff around just to make it look a little bit nicer. But I'm imagining this is like the custom stuff. So when you go into the port, or wherever you are, you don't just immediately drive straight into the terminal and stuff. You got to go through the customs area and whatnot. I'm noticing a few little traffic issues, which is intriguing. Oh, it's following a road maintenance vehicle, so that's fine. There. What's going on here? Are you wanting to turn right? You are. Are you just blocking all the traffic up? You are. Crossing, people slowing stuff down. A roundabout would fix it. What I'm thinking though is that we should give them an extra lane on this section anyway before we put a roundabout in, just so that people turning left can get down. And then people want to turn right there. So this needs to be, ideally it would be a 3-to-1. But I don't want to get into road, but I don't like using road builder for every little tiny eventuality. We've got a one-way alley but no parking road, which I use for my car parks, and we've got a little suburban one which I built for all my little suburban areas, which has no parking on it by default and is just a bit narrower, so that it doesn't get big giant sidewalks when you get rid of the parking. And the little gravel path for pedestrians, which you use on the beach. But this, the right hand traffic is blocking this, and then people crossing are blocking this. So how can we, I suppose I can do my lane, that's what we'll do. That is what we'll do. I'm thinking about this too much. We have traffic manager, lane connector tool. We will click on here. We will get rid of the straight across on that one, and we will put it onto there. So the right hand traffic will only be in that lane, and there we go. That's what we'll do. So anybody who wants to go straight on will just be in the left hand lane. And that's instantly cleared that up. And we've now only got 3 little cars wanting to go through there. Which will then have to just wait for this to catch up. We could, looking at that, this might break what I've just done, but we will try it. We will upgrade this to actually be like that. And then we'll come back into our traffic manager doofy-doofer. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. And then I'm just going to remove all the unsafes so I can see what's going on. Put that in there. And that can turn into there. And you can go into any lane if you want. Uh-oh. We have the potential actually to not do that. And to not do that. And then they can work themselves out later. So once all this traffic has moved through, it will be fine. We just have to wait for it to clear itself. So we won't wait for it, we will just go somewhere else. That is all backing up down here. What's happening down here? Somebody's had a crash, that's why that's schnalled up. So there's nothing for us to do there. Just have to wait for that to get fixed. Which it is. So it'll all speed up now. anything. Ooh, what's going on here? Oh, somebody else has had a crash. Yeah. All these cars are all merged into one. There's nothing for us to do there. It is just it might be burnt down and not rebuilt. It is all just traffic incidents. Your road, your driveway isn't connected. Now it is. And then we go back to having a nice city. We should probably get back to doing this for a little bit before the end of the stream. So yeah, so we literally had just built in a district so that we could come into here and put in a I was going to say crematorium, but I like the cemeteries in this game simply because they're kind of pretty. Certainly a lot prettier than the city skylines ones. Just trying to figure out exactly where it fits, which it says there. Then we will draw a road for it. It's only going to be a little tiny one. Like that. And we will set that to be only in here, Vermont Gardens. I can see an issue with our buses. I mean, we have not enough buses, I mean. Nope. It was just thinking about it. We are at the top of our buses. But I think we are okay. I think we took some off before, so we should be fine. But yeah, so that is in here now, and I'm actually going to just pad that out with a crematoria. Did I use highway roads or alleys? I think I used the one-way alley. Is what I used on this. Yeah, it's just the game camera. Thank you. It's just the one-way alley. And then I put a surface underneath it just to make it all blend into one. So I think I would get people parking on it potentially. But I don't think there's anybody over here trying to park on this one. But having this somewhere a bit further away from everything, and then all this extra space just to keep it moving around. Yeah. Still moaning about thingy bobbers. Should we just add another thingy bobber in somewhere? My many garages. I don't actually have to put them there anyway. I can plot them somewhere crazy. So I might add one up into this thing that we've got area up here. Just as a little bit of an extra building. Because they don't even come out of here. They don't even come out of here. I would like the buses to come out of the garages that you plot them in, but they all just come out of the main building. Yeah, they're all just coming out of here. Which means you can just plot your garages wherever the heck you want without a key. But yeah, let's go back here a sec, because I think I needed to set this to be in here. Please, thank you. Something a bit buggy with my game. Well, maybe everybody's game. We've only got 324 kids at the minute. So it's a crash. When you finish your city uploaded to Paradox mods, you can share it with you. I may take you up on that. I may do that. That might be a fun thing to do. Maybe we can do a little bit of a show and tell stream or something, if people want to share their cities with me. And we can have a little look-see. It can be brutal, don't mind. I don't think I would need to be brutal. I'm not an expert. I just have played a lot of the game, and I find things that I think that work and whatnot. I was thinking about this the other day, what my top tips would be, and one of my top tips, which isn't best shown there anyway, is giving double slip lanes for things, because the AI is stupid and doesn't know how to do merging properly. But I literally can't find an example. There's an example where I've used a double slip lane, because the AI is a bit stupid and doesn't know how to merge properly, so I give them double slip lanes occasionally. Here we go, more double slip lanes, because it lets people merge quickly if they want to, or if they're stupid and they want to merge slowly, they've got the alternative to do that. So that's another little tip that I do in my city. But yeah, there's another little double mergey thing. I did see up here was a traffic symbol very quickly, but I don't think there is actually any traffic up here. No. I'm very easily distracted today. Just going to continue drawing out these roads. You watch a lot of streamers on YouTube. I watch a lot of YouTubers. I think this is how I ended up on Twitch in the first place, and how I met my friend Lee, because I was watching YouTube and I watched Biffa and I watched City Planner and a few others. I think Real Civil Engineer was doing City Skylines a bit, obviously messing around. I think they do a bit more, and a few other people. And one day there was nobody on YouTube at all. No new videos that I could watch really. And I went, I want to go and find somebody. So I went, I'm going to go onto Twitch. And my friend Lee was playing City Skylines. And I lurked them for a bit. And then I found a load of friends and stuff, which was fine. I thought it was very cute. And then all those friends told me to stream, so I ended up streaming, even though I'm really shy. So I used to be somebody who was looking for the content, and now I seem to be the person who's making the content. I'm looking at this road that I just put in and going, do I actually want it? I'm not sure I do, because what I want is, we have this tree line here. I think my mouse keeps getting stuck. We have this tree line, and I kind of want to follow that by some means. That's too whip curvy, I don't like that. Not a female who's played this game. I think that's an edge. That's my unique selling point. I'm not a trained architect, but I studied architecture at uni, and so cities have always really intrigued me and stuff. I would love it if City Skylines added what they should be doing anyway with the asset creator, but I would love it if I can actually be designing my own buildings easily and stuff. That would be like my dream. If we could actually be designing the actual buildings that go into the city as well as building the city, that would be amazing. Hopefully once they ever get around to the asset creator, we'd be able to do that kind of thing. Or if it just ends up being an importer. But yeah, I like it. I used to play SimCity when I was growing up and stuff, and this is like the spiritual successor to SimCity. So we don't want this little lane bit that I put there, because what we want is to exclude this. And one thing I was thinking about as well was this has a cargo terminal in it, and we should probably leave space to potentially be able to do what we did with our train terminal, because the entrance is there, which is weird. Does it have a train line too? It does. That might be cute. I don't practice architecture now, because I only did the first bit of my architecture degree, in the fact that in the UK you've got to do one university degree and then you've got to go do a little bit of interning and stuff, and then you've got to go back and do the second bit. And I didn't want to go and do the interning bit and actually be an architect, but I am trained in architecture. I can design buildings, I can do all the plans and stuff. I'm just not allowed to call myself an architect because I didn't go back and do the extra few years and stuff. Because it's in the UK, it's a very protected industry, because you're obviously dealing with buildings and they might fall on people and whatnot. So they're very protective of it. So I didn't go back and do the extra few years and stuff. So I work as a graphic designer. But yeah, what I was just thinking then was this cargo terminal. Architecture in Istanbul is copy and paste. It's very much the similar here. But yeah, I've seen a lot of good architects come out of Turkey. There were a few people on my course that were Turkish. Right, so this again, as I was just saying, I keep getting distracted. This is really annoying with this design. I hate the fact that that is right next to that and stuff, because you end up having to have a road. But what we would have, and I'm scared about plopping this in, but maybe I should, so that we can get it set up. Oh, we can't anyway because of not having anarchy on. Thank you. Because this road perhaps for some reason is too close. We're going to plot this in. We're going to cause some issues for ourselves. I want to get it in eventually, so we might as well get it set up. But we have this here, which is the cargo entry to this building. And it kind of needs to have its own road coming out of it that is separate to this one. And the airport itself then needs its own connection that is not this road. Which probably should come Where do we want? We got this little bit here to get into somewhere, that little tiny car park, which isn't important. That isn't important. What is important is this main route here. And I'm looking at this diagonal and kind of going, I kind of want to follow that diagonal path, just in terms of the design of this. You know, my little architecture designer brain wants to do that to match up with that, which is not quite the right angle. Is it quite the right angle? Kind of like that, maybe. But if we have that there, and then we can hook this up to our highway like that, and then we trash that road, which then gets upset, but then we connect that up to there. I think we must have water pipes under here. We do. Oh, it's got a poo pipe going to it, which is quite funny. Which is there, but what we will do rather than that is we will just get a little rod. It just goes down the hill to there. And here, where we've got that, we will just anarchy in a roundabout, so the buses got somewhere to turn around. But then the cargo terminal will be connected up to here a little bit, and we have the potential then to build one of our crazy turnaroundy bits and stuff, if this becomes backed up and whatnot. But when we can like protect this area or something, so that we've got an area to build a switchback bit of stuff. And they've got a fairly clean drive in here from there. And again, we should probably disconnect this road here from the new cargo bit, so that we don't have traffic trying to turn right when there's loads of trucks coming in. But we have this here, and I'm going to ignore this triangle again, and we're going to try filling this stuff in. Do I want to duplicate what I did on the other side where we have this little back street? Probably, just for consistency. Might not actually be possible to do more like that, but if we do that, and then we can pop in a road in the middle, and then we can do this and do that, and we'll upset some people by getting rid of this. Your house is literally the wrong way around. Do that. You don't deserve to live in these houses. You built them the wrong way round. And now you're building a house too small. Build bigger houses, come on. I think this is where I was in a rush to put these in so that people didn't moan too much about it at me. But I think we're connected up around there at the minute anyway, so that's fine. And we need stuff on this side, which we can hopefully do that briefly, and then we can truck a load more houses in. And again, this is a brand new area that we're building, so it's taking a bit of time to get through. And we've been talking a lot, we've been discussing some stuffs. So we've not necessarily got quite as far as I thought I might. But we've put a lot of houses and stuff in. And we've got a few little gaps appearing that we can put different kind of densities in and whatnot. Pop a few little medium density buildings and stuff in. This wiggly road is a bit weird. I think that's where the yeah, this dip is. I think we can probably get away with that being straight to there though. Because it only just touches this area. Because I don't want it to be this wiggly. Don't need a big wiggly road. This is almost a roundabout. We could make it, we could force it to be a roundabout. What do I do now? In what way? You mean for my job? Or after stream? Or or for tea because I'm getting hungry. I am a graphic designer. I'm going to turn this into a roundabout. Is that the wrong way around? It is the wrong way around. Yeah, roundabout. Or a triangle about. Architecture is much more interesting, I think. Yeah. You need a bit of math skills. The particular architecture degree I got was very arty, so I have an art background, which is why I'm a graphic designer, but it was very art based, so it's not necessarily worrying too much about the actual maths of structural loads and what's the word? Heating and ventilation and stuff. It was far more making designery architects and stuff, which isn't necessarily the best thing in the world. But a lot of the later stuff that I didn't go back and do would have been not very maths based. Did I do a lot of models? I made a lot of models of buildings. I made a whole bunch. A lot of models. It cost a lot. It was a very expensive course in terms of materials and just literally making stuff. It was very expensive. Sorting out some of these little thingy balls because I don't want the left-hand lanes to be going around the roundabout. And then that one's fine because it's not a crossroad. This is a bit weird. Am I planning to go back one day? I'm not planning to go back. Unless I found unless my circumstances changed a lot where I was suddenly put in a position that being an architect or something was an easy thing to get into. Like there was literally a job waiting for me that somebody had. There isn't really a reason for me to go and try and get into it. I've literally messed up my stuff by doing that, but no, I don't want traffic lights. Thank you. I want to come in here. I'm gonna open a channel on Real Architect Plays CSD. I'll just call myself an architect, it's fine, and then people can come after me and say you're not an architect, you're not allowed to call yourself an architect. Because real civil engineer isn't a real civil engineer anymore. He's a real YouTuber. Where are we at? 20 to 8. A little bit longer. What should we do now here? Because this is the edge of our development. Again, my camera's got stuck up. You mean City Planner Blaze? Is he though? Is he a YouTuber now? Or does he still do city planning? Or does this count as city planning? I want to see city planners using city skylines to plan cities. That would be funny. And getting frustrated by the roads colliding with airports. I love watching Phil's videos. He's very mellow and chills me out. Not real city planning, just kidding. He used to be them. We've got poo issues. We've got poo issues. Yeah, so we're starting to get the trucks coming in. So we're going to probably end up needing to do our shenanigans. All streamers are chill. Opposite of Call of Duty streams, yeah. I'm a very chill person as well. I just like chilling. Just like chilling and playing games. Try diagonal road connection for cargo, it's faster. Yeah. That is true, once they get in that way. But what's going to change about this anyway is they're going to be coming in from this direction eventually, which I suppose I can literally show you probably right now. We could probably take a little bit of time right now to actually do it, which is to build this out. We're going to need to move this power line, transformer. Yeah, so I will show you what I'm planning, which is this. So we just get all this stuff moved and connected up. And we can possibly do, I don't know how perfect it's going to look, but this is basically what we're going to do is the same as our train, our train terminal on the other side is in here. We are going to upgrade all of these to be alleyways, and then let's get that centered on that road. Annoyingly, that's then not connected. Okay. But if we kind of grab our one-way road and we can, what shape should I just do? This as a rectangle again. We got an ad, but I hope you won't go too far. Because what I'm just doing is plopping in a bunch of them like that. Check in. And we can actually upgrade this like this. And then this needs to get upgraded like that. Yeah, so we do this and we just put in a whole bunch of these. Actually, I have a better way of doing this, which is to put in this road first, like that, because they're all going to be heading in this direction. So we don't end up with a billion of these connections to deal with. Thank you for the lurk. And then we just put in a million of these things. Which is obviously a bunch of 90-degree turns, but I've played truck sim, I know how much these trucks can turn. There we go, close enough. And then we just need to sort out the direction of all these. So that one's going this way, that one's going that way, 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 and that way. And then we demolish out all the opposite bits of road. I'm sure you probably could use. I don't think the grid tool necessarily does it small enough. But I don't know, and I haven't tried, so. But then we end up with a big wibbly wobbly bit where it can hold a million different things. It could overlap. I just find it a little bit easier to do that. But then we can also get rid of that right turn there. And then wonder why the electricity isn't working. Because it's only connected there as well. There we go. So we've got a whole bunch of space there for the cargo trucks to all fit into, and we can get rid of that right hand turn there so they can all drive out again. And they won't be blocking up the roads. And I think we will detail that next time. Put a surface and stuff in. I'm not going to worry about that too much just yet, because I don't know what this is going to butt up against. But we can go back to doing this quickly before the end of stream, which is just putting in a few more bits of stuff. Houses and whatnot. Obviously these houses wouldn't be particularly nice because there's lots of planes nearby. I just want to have a look at the noise pollution. It's a tad unrealistic. The fact that this doesn't produce any noise pollution. This should be really noisy. And we don't want to connect this up to here because this is our cargo. Struggling for words now, getting a bit sleepy. That's our cargo road. So that's the edge of this area. It's very ordered. But yeah, I'm not an expert in cities. I often get stuck in my way of doing stuff. And so there might be a better way. There might be a better way of doing that as a grid. And I'm happy for other people to find that out. Because I spent a very long time doing these houses in a certain way, and then Witty came along and said, you know what, you could plot these in a completely different way and it would be better. And I did. I think a road there makes sense. I'm annoyed that that is butting up against the thingy, but I should have probably just fixed it. So I don't have to use quite as much anarchy. And I don't like this right angle. Doesn't feel very realistic. Nobody's driving. No, that was the wrong one, but it's kind of alright because I didn't like that position anyway. There we go, that's better. And then this road should probably just curve in on the end as well. Lovely. Or should we have another triangle? Should we go crazy and have another triangle? I love a triangle. Dead end. And we've got a whole other section to plot load of stuff. Do we need... Which way is this going? We need to put in some highways, which I'm just using today because that doesn't work because all these houses are against it. Ugh, nope, let's not do that. Quick. Actually, these houses won't delete, so that's fine, actually. They shouldn't abandon, hopefully. Because of our mods. And we just put all these houses in. And then we can come back. Are these going in? I can't tell. No. Please build on these ones so I can put these roads back in. I won't be online tomorrow. I will be back on Sunday, but we won't be doing any looking at cities just yet. I need a little bit of time to figure it out. But if you get it on if you get it on Paradox and stuff, and then you let me know, I can go look at it beforehand and stuff, and we can sort out a time when I'm going to go look at it, and in a few weeks or something I can be letting you know when we're going to look at it and stuff, and if anybody else wants to share one off, we can let people know and stuff. Basically, I just need to make sure that I know what to do. Well, I'm here. I've got a Discord channel which is brand new and only got one person in it, which you can go and join. I don't know why I'm looking at this, but it's like a little road. Me, the second person, cute. On fire. But yeah, I think guys, I think we are probably done with this little bit of area today. We've done a lot of chatting. We've not necessarily gotten very far, but we've got kind of wibbly wobbly roads with some grids and stuff going on here, which is what I wanted. I wanted a different aesthetic for this area, and this is very boring looking, which is absolutely fine. I look forward to seeing these buildings level up and stuff, and get a little bit of different stuff going through here, and we get some different densities and stuff going on. Would be cute. And this can actually get hooked up into this train line at some point, because we're going to potentially build out into this area eventually as well. We've got lots of little ambulance icons, so we probably need to sort that out. And a little bit of tiny traffic up here, which is just a traffic light and whatnot. That's fine. But yeah, I think we should probably find somebody to raid out to. Let us save the game, because I haven't saved all day, because that's where we started. Should we go actually and find a nice somewhere to stop and look at? Like, we can look at this area here or something like this. Have a nice little save image rather than a big overview like that. And we will exit to the main menu a second. And then I will switch over here. I don't actually have a Discord command, but it's just on my about page or stuff, or underneath the stream window is a link to it. And what am I doing? And I need to find somebody to raid into, so I need to flip this screen over, because I'm no longer playing a game. Let me grab the link then. There you go, that's the Discord link. Right. See you, Witty. Let's find somebody to raid into. Who is anybody I follow on Twitch? A minute. Mr. Trashkin is on. How long has he been on for? He's raiding out. Okay. No. No then. Okay, so in the same category, anybody playing cities? I think they're finishing. So that doesn't help me. Thank you. It's a big mess. Somebody playing Cities 1. Is anybody playing Cities 1? Oh, I don't know who this is. It's a new friend. We're going to go say hi. Hi, Martin. Bye. Don't know, I'm butchering your name. I'm very sorry. But we are going to go say hi to this person. And this is my raid message. So if you want to come along and say hello, please do. Too late, sorry. I'll be back on Sunday. And we will do a little bit more stuff. I'm not entirely sure what we're going to do on Sunday, but yeah, I will be back. Thank you everybody for being here. Waylon, thank you for being crazy and buying many subs. That was very cute. I'm sure you're asleep by now. I'm sorry, but come along for the raid. Come say hi to a new friend. They're playing City Skylines, the first one, and we're just going to go say hi. So, yeah, thank you all. Bye bye.